Recently, Chloe Bennett had it out with a hater on Twitter, where they said that she's a horrible actress and she can't play off of Samuel L. Jackson. To which she replied saying that that tweet isn't going to age well, practically confirming she is returning for Secret Invasion as her character from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, that being Quake, aka Daisy Johnson, aka Skye. My personal favorite character from the show. Now, Secret Invasion is actually where the character came from. Kinda. Now, in the comics, she did technically appear a few issues before Secret Invasion started, but Secret Invasion was definitely where the character made her mark in the Marvel Universe. Now, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is one of my personal favorite MCU shows. Probably just after Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and maybe WandaVision. But regardless, it still is great, and I personally think Quake very much deserves to be in the MCU as a whole, because they're kind of ignoring Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Or at least they were, because now Quake is returning, which, in my opinion, makes sense for this show to be in canon, because it had a crossover with Agent Carter, who actually is still connected and canon to the MCU. There's also references to other stuff that's going on in the MCU in the show, along with also mentions of Daredevil even, with Daisy and Matt actually growing up in the same orphanage. Now, is Daisy the only one returning? Personally, I think probably yes. However, I would very much be up to see multiple of these characters come back. In fact, I would love to see them come back. However, there are certain characters I would say shouldn't. For the reason being that their actual character came to an end in their original series. For example, I think Fitz, Simmons, and May all had great endings, and if you were to bring them back, it would kind of hurt how the characters ended and concluded their stories. Meanwhile, Daisy's ending was very open-ended. She was still an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., she was still a superhero, she was still doing missions, she just had a happy ending with her sister and her boyfriend. And her happy ending was her still as an active member of S.H.I.E.L.D. And by that, it leaves her on the table to return. While other characters, for example Yo-Yo, Mag, and Phil Coulson, I think also are open-ended, with them all still being active members of S.H.I.E.L.D., meaning they also, I think, could all come back. While Fitz, Simmons, May, I think, all had such great happy endings, and it came full circle, but if you were to bring them back into the field, it would kind of hurt how their stories ended. Regardless, I'm just happy that they're finally acknowledging Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as canon again, because I personally was really upset when they were kind of ignoring them and just trying to, brush past everything with them. It just made me kind of sad because I was a big fan of the show and I was still watching it, and it just, kind of made me mad as I was watching. I was like, why aren't they acknowledging this? This show is great, and I'm finally happy to see that they are. As when the show first started, they did acknowledge it a bit. For example, Samuel L. Jackson did actually appear on the show's first season. And while I don't believe him and Daisy's character ever interacted, they did definitely know of each other. So in my opinion, it makes sense that Daisy and Nick Fury would potentially know of each other, so in Secret Invasion, he would call on her. I don't know, I'm just really happy to see that they're finally acknowledging them again. And that's it. Like always, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!